hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. You tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming. Live on Twitch. And this is Bose 831's Gaming's Twitch live stream series where we're playing Farming Simulator 22 Premium Edition. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome. And without much further ado, we're going to get right into it. First of all, I have to get everyone up to speed with where we are and what we're looking at here now, because this is different from where we left off on last week's episode. If you remember, at the end of last week's episode, because of some various issues that I ran into during the live while I was setting up my greenhouses and the water tanker trigger issues we were experiencing. And then by the time we finally got around to setting up what I originally intended to showcase on my live, we ran out of time because I was having issues getting the truck that I own to attach to the gooseneck. I ended up having to do some testing off camera, and this is kind of what I came up with. This is my new truck. This is the TLX 3500, but we've set it up with the standard truck bed option with a toolbox and of course the emergency lights that you see here. But this was the configuration I found that will work with the gooseneck adapter for this particular setup that I'm trying to run. Alright, I see here we've already opened the door here, so we might as well go ahead and close that back up. We'll go ahead and open it up here now. If you see in the background, you can see right there I'm opening up the gate. And let's go over here and let me show you what we're working with here now, which is a little bit different from where we were when we left off. When we left off last week, I was showing off. It's the best way to do it is we'll go back into mods and DLCs, and we'll just go down to the latest and greatest mods. Well, the mod I was attempting to showcase is a new mod by BC Bueller that I'm going to be using a bit going forward because I really like this mod. If I can find it again here as we scroll past everything and I just keep missing stuff. But this is the fiber dash chemical mixing mod by BC Bueller. And in this set, he has a few pre-configured setups. And it's this weird camera issue with it. We haven't figured out how to fix it yet. People have reached out to him about this, and he said it was an issue that he couldn't fix. It's an issue with the game. But you have a few pre-configured combinations for this kit. There's this 50-foot deck and trailer here, 45-foot trailer here. That's one configuration. This is another one here. You see, this one has 3 cages. Well, one deck, 2 cages, and a tote deck. Excuse me, 2 tote decks and a cage. And then the 45-foot configuration has a cage, a tote deck, mixer, 2 tanks. Or you could just get different variations of the trailers. You gotta and set up your own configuration. You got a 45-foot step deck, a 50-foot step deck, the gooseneck, which is the configuration that I'm using. You could also use the X2 trailers that are part of 82 Studios X2 trucks and trailers. You can use the Demco drop deck, which is one of the base game flatbeds, as well as the the renowned drop deck by Load King, which is also one of the base game flatbeds. Uh, but no, in these scenarios, you would kind of put your own kit together. It's kind of like I like to describe it like a little bit like a Lego set, where you got your cage, you got your large mixer, which is your dash 4.4, you got your smaller mixer, which is your dash 1.4, you got your tote deck, you got your water pump, and a large herbicide tote. This is the chemical mix, and you could also buy multiple jugs at one time. You can buy up to 8 at one time, or you can buy single jugs, and you could do different little brands. That's all just for role play or whatever. And you also have the mix for solid fertilizer, and then your various tanks, different size tanks for whatever configuration you want to use. You got white, different colors, white, black, and other colors. Excuse me, oops, I stepped out too far. Where am I? Lost my spot here. We're going back to it. So the tanks and all the different pieces are for if you want to do your own custom configuration. You know, you could piece the different pieces together, use one of these flatbeds, trailers, and piece it together, or you could use one of the pre-configured setups. It's really up to you. Now, with that being said, I'm going to jump back out. This is my pre-configured setup. I got one water tank here. I got the mixer, the large mixer. I got the cage, and this right here is the Seed Runner by Schultz Modding. It's also compatible with this set, but I have that sit up here attached on the top. So with this setup, what you can do is you can mix your own herbicide, or your own liquid herbicide, or your own liquid fertilizer, and you use the mix and water in the mixer and make your own herbicide or fertilizer. Previously, when we left, I had bought the big jug. Excuse me, not the big jug, but the and get back down here. The big where's it at? The herbicide tote, which is entirely too much for what we're doing on it at this time on our farm. So I got rid of that, sold all that back, and just bought a few individual jugs, and I'll grab more if needed, and we'll just mix up just enough herbicide for what we need. We won't need as much herbicide. On the other hand, we will need a lot more liquid fertilizer, so I actually did get a pallet of the fertilizer mix, but I have both of these items on hand, and with the water from the jug and the chemical mix, we can make our own herbicide or fertilizer. But that's all here, and we have the cage where we can store all the materials, but I actually got the fertilizer mix on the top and the herbicide mix on the bottom. Alright, hop back in the truck here, and let's go ahead and close that gate. Oops, wrong one. Actually hopped into the seed tender there. Still hopping in the seed tender. I want to hop in the truck. There we go. And let's go ahead and close that gate. So, get everything lit back up again. All right, and this is awesome. But this is the setup that we're going to be using for this setup going forward. And now that we got that all figured out, we can go ahead and move over to our farmhouse and go ahead. Excuse me, I wasn't doing all that yawning earlier, and now it's getting contagious. And we'll sleep. We'll go ahead and advance to the next day. Alright, so we got a new day. And the first thing I wanted to point out was another issue I encountered when I was doing some testing off camera. I don't know why. What's going on with the precision farming for fields 11 and 12. And because you can see here, it's showing that the pH value for these fields is bad. I put down fertilizer. When you go to precision farming and you actually look at the pH map, the filters show that everything looks good here. In fact, it's showing that it's oversaturated in areas. That's what the blue means. So, but when I go to the field, it says the pH level is bad. So I'm just totally confused with why that information is being relayed that way. I still don't completely understand precision farming yet. I'm trying to, but I'm not there yet. Over in this area, you have some of the same issues. You got two sections of the field that show no pH, but when you go here, everything is green, and again, oversaturation. Same thing over here. You drop it back, you got 85, 85, and see the pH bar, which is the second bar, is low. I don't get it. But not going to stress over it that much, but it's still annoying. Not quite sure why that's being reflected that way. What else do we want to cover? Oh, I also did do some testing with the with my trailers. If we go, let's hop over here to the tanker trailer here. Apparently, the modder Mac Trucker 921, the mod creator for this particular set of trailers, has different versions of the trailer. I thought that they were all the same, but they are slightly different. And I guess this one, the smaller version of the trailer, has a different trigger point location than the other version of the trailer. As we go here and look at my mods, we can kind of see, I guess the best way to look at it is from this menu again. And I'm probably going to go ahead and get rid of this mod because it's kind of I'm kind of duplicating my efforts here. This is the 20-foot gooseneck by 82 Studios, but Mac Trucker has this trailer set here. This is a 30-foot auto-loading bale trailer. But this one, if you go in the shop and try to customize it, you see it has a few different configurations. But if you look at it, it's physically longer, about a little bit, almost twice as long as the trailer that you see in my shed. But the trailer has most of the same configurations as the other trailers. There's a few things that's different. You can do the log fort, you can do the liquid tank, and as you can see, the 30-foot flatbed trailer's liquid tank is quite a bit longer than the one that I have right now. But that one has a slurry spreader option as well. It also has a livestock trailer. Then it has an unrealistic liquid tank, unrealistic slurry spreader, unrealistic tipper body, so on and so forth. And then back to the flatbed. But that's and this trailer is also part of this set, but it doesn't have as many. It doesn't have a tanker configuration, but it's by the same modder, Mac Trucker 921. This one's also one of his. This 53-foot one, and that's a big boy there. With same options, well, similar options. I say they're all slightly different, give or take a few things there. That one also has the unrealistic configurations. In fact, this one has multiples, but it also has the deck with different options as far as like wood and things like that. But if I scroll down, let me try and find the other version of this. Thought they were all grouped right there together, but I guess they're not. Where are you? Of course, when I go live, I can't find everything I'm looking for. Where is it? Of course, I'm probably going to clean a lot of stuff that I have on this mod list. Of course, now I'm just scrolling all past it now. But I'm going to clean this. Yeah, this one right here is the other one. This is the one I'm using right now, the small flatbed auto load trailer. And the reason why I liked it is because it's a smaller trailer and it's just not obnoxiously long, and not, it's easier to drive and fit in my sheds and all of that kind of stuff. But I just need to be mindful of that whole trigger issue, because the greenhouses don't like this trailer and don't like the trigger set up for this trailer for whatever reason. And it's just weird to me, because all these trailers are all by the same mod maker, but for whatever reason there's something very different about this one that causes problems with, at least with the greenhouses on this map. And I haven't tested it yet on other maps and other playthroughs, but that'd be another issue for another time. But I still like the mod, so I'm still keeping it around because it's still a cool little trailer. Although I'm probably going to swap it out at some point for the other 30-foot version of it, even though I don't like I'm not super crazy about the length of it, because even though it says 30 foot, as you can see visually, it appears to be much longer, and it is a bit of a beast to kind of navigate around and all of that. But this one has many more options that will come in handy down the line, so I may at some point swap all of the versions of this trailer out with this version of the small versions of the trailer with this version of the trailer. Because right now I have the other trailer utilized 3 times here, because it's, like I say, it's one of my favorite little mods that I've ran across right now. Well, as of recent. All right. Now, yeah, here we go, trailers. But I'm using it on multiple farms right now. I also have the Titan trailer that I've purchased when it was on sale, but that's kind of overkill. Alright, so it's a new day. Let's go ahead and kind of get going. I'm actually just kind of rambling here. I didn't really have any major plan on what I was going to get to tonight kind of laid out, so we're just kind of jumping in and kind of playing it by ear. I just wanted to make sure that I did cover or at least show how we got to where we're at now with this configuration for the herbicide and fertilizer mixer setup, and the deck that I'm going to use, and the setup that I will use going forward for my herbicide and fertilizer mixing. Of course, I'm now thinking about it. I don't know exactly where I'm going to park this monstrosity at. Probably going to have to leave it out because I don't. Well, I could put it in one of my sheds, though. Could I? Couldn't I? Actually, I could probably. No, we got we got a roller in there. So I may have to leave it out in the open, because if I try to back it in here, there's not a lot of room to work with in there. This is a long setup, and it's probably going to need its own lane by itself. See, how are we looking in the other shed that we have? In the shed, what do we have in there? Okay, we got the the header for our corn and sunflower. And then we got just the Titan. So we could try to squeeze it in here, but I just don't want it blocking the entranceway to the door, because I sometimes do elect to come in. Yeah, that's where we're gonna run into issues there with the low ceiling. In fact, I may have put myself in a situation already. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that little ceiling for that shed will present all kind of problems, so we're just gonna have to keep this whole setup out in the open. So we'll just park it over here on the side for now. Wrong one. And that's there for when we're ready for it. And this is our new and improved TLX 3500. I'm going to drive it back home. But when we need to use our mixed herbicide and fertilizer, we'll do that. But right now we don't need to do a mix, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this truck back to its home base, so to speak. And this bad boy can scoot, boy. Get all the way up to almost 89, 90 miles an hour. And I don't know why every time I load this game, that toolbox spawns in that exact same spot every time. That's just peculiar. Because no matter where I move it, it always pops right back out in that spot. I move it over here. When I load the game again, it'd be right back in that same spot. Alright. So I guess first on the agenda is animals again. So let's hop over here, and we want to get to the horse stable. And do some horseback riding real quick to go ahead and get our horses set up. Alright guys, we got some inclement weather rolling through my area, so that could add to a little bit of fun tonight. Hopefully the weather won't have any impact on my power situation, because it's bad enough that I already have that whole issue with the tripping circuit breaker that causes power to drop anyways. But the irony would be not lost on me if it lost power due to inclement weather while I'm live tonight. Alright, so just trying to get the horseback riding knocked out a little bit here before we move on to something else. I really don't know what's going on. I've been feeling good for most of the day today, but now something's like my voice is doing a little something that it wasn't doing earlier, and I'm starting to get stuffy. So I hope I am not starting to come down with something. I'm taking vitamins and whatever else I could take to try to fight it off. Alright. One horse down. Let's get the other one. Where are they? There they are. Star. Alright, let's go, Star. Giddy up. Alright. And I think I did kind of bring up on the last episode that Giants has finally announced the upcoming release for Farming Simulator 25. We have a release date. We have information on what the release packages will be, the free DLC, the first season, the year one season pass, and all that information for pre-orders. And like I indicated last week, on the last episode, you can find this information on the Giants website. In particular, I'm not going to go into it in full detail here, because that's not what I do on my live stream series. But there are, as I mentioned also, there are a number of great Farming Simulator YouTubers, or live streamers, or what have you, that you can watch to get that additional information from, such as DJ Goham, Mr. Sealy P, Farmer Cop, Clutch Simulations, who am I missing? Farm Sim Club, and a few others. So check those guys out. You can get information on Farming Simulator 25. Did I say DJ Goham? Hopefully I did. I can't miss him. But those are a lot of the guys that I kind of watch, and some that I'm in community with. And a great bunch of dudes, and they can definitely get you up to speed with what's going on in the world of Farming Simulator. Much more than kind of what I'm doing here. Only I'm trying to get started up and actually build a little bit of a community myself. But great things take time. Alright, Star's all ready to go. We're going to bring her back into the stable and get our horses cleaned up. And always They're very difficult to clean when they're walking. Just wait for them to stop. Good stuff, good stuff. I didn't realize that we had a stump here. See if I can get that cleared out. Alright, so what's next on the agenda? Tending to the animals, cows, what do they need? Cows need straw and TMR. Oh yeah, that brings to light the whole TMR situation. The other farm, I ended up having to place a silo for my TMR mixing. I probably may want to do the same thing over here on this farm. Alright. But we also have a standalone mixer on sale. Yeah. And it's only $8,000, but it only mixes 12,000 liters of TMR. I don't know if that'll be enough for meeting the needs of the animals that we currently service. So if we go to animals, we have a few different options for tag-along CMR mixers. And 18,000. And see, we would probably need something like this big boy right here. That's 45,000 meters cube. Yeah, and that one's 141 grand, and we got the much cheaper one here, but that only holds 28,000 liters. And that's the Anderson one. And I think this is a straw. That's a straw blower. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What size is? Oh, 24,000, 22,000, 11,900. I've used that one before. So those are the options if I want to use those pieces of equipment, or I could do something a little more stationary and standalone. I think it would be on the factories. Oh. And or is it on the silos? No, it's here. Factories. There's one for grass drying, more grass drying, or fermenting, silo. Big feed. Yes, and there's one for TMR. I guess for now we'll go ahead and drop that in there. And we'll go ahead and pull out a few bales. Let's pull out one of each. One silage. We'll pull out a couple of silage. One straw. And one hay. And let's just go ahead and drop those pieces. Alright. And just kind of drop the bales off here that we need to create the mix. Alright. So what do we need? We need hay, right? And this time, let's try not to accidentally dump it back in there. Alright. And those are kind of the starters, so we can do one big bale of each. Oh, we have a lot of pieces of silage bales here, so that's why I'm trying to go through those first. Here we just need enough to kind of mix up a little bit of TMR so we can kind of touch up on our cows. Alright, where are we at here now? Gonna get our TMR mix going here. Some straw bales in there. Another silage bale. Throw some more salad and hay in. Actually, we can pull out one of each, really. One hay, one silage. No, one straw. And of course I've stuck it right back in. I keep doing that by accident. In fact, we'll just go ahead and pull out 2 of those. And once we get this silo maxed out, we'll just have it on hand until we need that remix. Let's just do another hay. This one's almost 7,000 liters, so we may have to pull out one more though. Yep. And one of these 50,000 liter ones should do it now. Yeah, that got it. Drop that back in there. And then let's grab silage now. About these 2, let's say it's 25 K each. And I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way, because actually even though I have liftable bales, I'm kind of walking them over. This is still doing it the hard way when I have a tractor over here that can do this all in auto load fashion. We can kind of showcase that a little bit because I'm making it harder than it needs to be. So where are we at? Still need more silage and more straw. About 2 silage bales, hop in the tractor. There we go. We'll bring these around to the back. And drop those off. Unload bales. Boom. Grab one more set of silage bales. I think we should only need one now. Let's see. Position. Here we'll drop this one silage bale off. Alright. That's close enough. So now we just need a straw. Let's grab a 50,000 liter straw bale. One. And let's see, this one should be a little bit interesting. Let's see how it does. But we'll go ahead and unload bales. Check it out. So we just need to top off silage and we'll be done. And we can also take what's left over of the straw bale and go ahead and drop that off to the cows for their bedding. Let's see how far it goes over here. And they ate that one right on up. So let's fill out a straw bale and a silage bale. First, we'll do the silage. Make sure we don't have any. Yeah, that's the one. I'll use silage. Let's pull that one out first. Okay, unload. Get back up. And that should be everything we need for right now. Oh, we still got to grab that straw bale out one more time. We gotta make sure that the straw bedding has been taken care of. So we'll grab another straw bale out. Operating position. Drop that one off. If it's not completely consumed, then we're doing good. Alright, there we go. And finally, we can just go ahead and grab some TMR and feed the cows. So let's hop over into our TLX 1982. Grab a little TMR mix out of here. Oh, only got 396 liters right now. I'm gonna have to come back because I gotta wait for it to create enough TMR for us to be able to utilize. I know they're gonna take more than 398 liters. Although, not that much more though. Not that far off. So while we're waiting for a little bit more of that to produce, we can go ahead and grab all of the manure we have available here and go ahead and top off our greenhouses if we have enough material for that. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. And just do a little drive-by between all of these guys and see what's up. Drop a little manure at each spot. Good stuff. And once we have all the manure drop-offs done, we can unload the leftover manure back in the manure pit. Alright, there we go. And then finally, a little water. Or I guess we should really do it. But before we do that, we'll do the sorghum for the chickens. Another thing that I see that they could probably do for 22 or 25, this is a quality of life thing, is when you're looking through the menus like that, like if it defaults to the ones that actually have a capacity before it gets to the ones that have zero capacity. Automatically when there's items in there that have capacity versus those that have a zero capacity, that would be kind of cool. And save some time with us, with the user having to flip between all of the different crop types just to get to ones that have a capacity in the menu, and not having to cycle through everything. To have it be kind of dynamic where it defaults to the ones that have something in there before it goes to the ones that are zero. But I'm excited about Farming Simulator 25. I'm most curious to see how much of a leap between versions graphically it will be versus the previous version. Because 19 was a jump from 17, and then 19 to 22 was a bit of a jump. Not as big as from 17 to 19. But we're kind of getting to that point now where you're starting to get close to the law of diminishing returns. But it'll still be curious. But I'm still curious to see how much of a graphics jump it will be between the two versions. Some of the screenshots that are out there on the Farming Simulator website, circulating on the internet, it looks really good. One thing you know for sure is you are going to have some more realistic weather effects, and looks like you're going to have fog in the game as well as one of the weather effects. So that'll be kind of neat. Alright, a couple more spots to drop off water here. Actually got two more on the other side. I always have to remember that. Because it's now 4 and 4, so I need to go get some more water. One. Two. And I think that's everything. It just kind of strolls through. I checked to make sure there was nothing missed. And we'll go ahead and refill the tanker all the way up in preparation for the next drop, water drop. So let's the dump trailer back on our TLX here if I can get one in the right direction. And just hold that one steady for the moment. Take a peek at where we're at now. It's taking us half an episode just to tend to the animals tonight. Very not efficient tonight, but that's kind of where I'm at. One of those days. Not, not efficient. I said not inefficient. Let's see here. Let's hop over to our other farm. Well, guess we'll hop over to the pig farm first. Go ahead and get them done. Have a little pig food. And drop our leftovers back in the silo. And this is another example of why I like the shorter trailers versus the longer trailers, because my driving is not all that great a lot of times, so a bit easier, excuse me, to navigate a small trailer versus a large trailer. Alright, operating position. Now we're going to grab straw bales. Take those back to the pigs. And let them grab some straw for their bedding. Alright, we'll drop them off real quick, let the pigs grab that, and then pick them back up. They should be good. There we go. Excellent. One more spot and we'll be done. There we go. And now we can drop over to the old cow barn. And our TLX 3500. We'll grab our water tanker first. And like you see here, the water trigger works fine with this water trough for the cows. So the issue is just with those greenhouses. Alright. What do we need to do next? Oh, yeah. TMR, so I guess we do keep that same trailer. And let me grab this toolbox. Alright, and on the customize, and just temporarily we'll go ahead and do the tipper body. Customize. Now let's go grab us some TMR. Drop that off. Oops, wrong side. You can drop the leftover TMR back into the pit. And we'll do one more configuration change. This time we'll do the flat bed config. That one. And let's see what the mix is. Didn't do that much damage, but we'll grab one of each just in case. A. Straw. And silage. I guess technically we could walk it over. And straw will also be used for the cow bedding. Drop that in here. And that's all with that. So now we can come back here and reconfigure our trailer. Once again, we didn't even need to do the bill auto load configuration. And switch it back to the water tanker. And just move our toolbox back over to its previous location. And now we're done with the animals. And we're already dialed into the production chain, so let's kind of thumb through those real quick to see if there's any concerns we may have here that we need to address. Pig food's red, but we knew that's on purpose. Ketchup is still bottlenecked. But let's actually go address that right now. There was a little thing I meant to do last week. We got sidetracked and spaced it out. TLX82. Actually, wrong configuration. I do want the 82, but I don't want the dump trailer. I want this stake bed. And we want to customize it. And we want to set it to pellets auto load. Customize. And then we're going to go on a little bit of a road trip here. Let's go. go to the main town because there's something we can do to kind of help a couple of my productions along, and I was supposed to also do that last week, but again got sidetracked on a few other things. Whoa, due to those issues that we had with the greenhouses and our gooseneck trailer. I'm going to go ahead and jump into those things for a bit tonight. The first thing we're going to address is this bottleneck with our ketchup production. When I first fired up the ketchup production and we had it set up, we had the pallets set to be generative but not distribute. So we have a bunch of pallets just sitting here waiting to be picked up. So I don't know why it's not auto loading up. Once I drove by, it would just automatically pick them up. What gives? Don't tell me it doesn't support this. But I tested this. I know it works. Here we go again, guys. Alright, I don't know what's going on. X customize. Alright, it's set to pallets auto load, but it's not accepting or picking up the tomato pallets. I don't know why. So here's what I'm going to do, because I don't have time to play around like we did last week with nonsensical issues. Let's release this bad boy right here. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's not the most expensive thing. By the time I drive my tractors halfway across the map, I could have already done what I'm doing now. It's just crazy to me, man. Yeah, dude. Once again, this stuff I did off camera. No problem. Turn the camera on and Wham bam. Doesn't want to work. Yeah, I'm doing that right. Right? Oh no. Brain. Stuff doesn't work, it throws the whole thing off. Guess I could have got something a little bit faster. But I did not anticipate this particular bottleneck. And I just made that even more harder than what it actually is. Whoa. There we go. And now if we look over at our pizza restaurant, you see the ketchup is now showing different numbers. And by moving these pallets around, that should get the production going. But at least give the production time to catch up to demand. I'm trying to be fancy and see if I could haul two of these on one set of forks. Alright, here we go. We're in these streets. Blazing away at 16 miles an hour. Here we go. And now if we look at the pizzeria, you can see more ketchup has been delivered. The ketchup production is still struggling due to lack of tomatoes, but greenhouses should be producing more tomatoes for these guys over time as we speak, so that should eventually catch up to demand. Alright, here we go. One more pallet of ketchup to go. We're gonna need some Dire Straits music, right? We got to move these ketchup bottles. Alright, let's see here. Now might be a decent opportunity for a screenshot. You betcha. Ketchup bottle in the background. Right there. right, good stuff, good stuff. If we look in our production chains, go back up to the pizzeria. You see they got they have 10,000 liters of ketchup now, and that should give our ketchup production time to catch up. Pun intended. And pick up any slack with when the production is slow, low or high. I'll keep the forklift here for just a few more seconds if we need it. But while we're here, we are going to go ahead and do a similar thing for our tailor shop. So we're going to buy a bunch of pallets of fabric just to kind of catch up the slack there. If I can find it, sunflower oil. Oh, I lost my train of thought. What am I looking for? Fabric. There we go. Loads of that fabric should be enough. Oops. Drop this fabric off. Tailor shop. We'll grab the rest of the fabric. And the same idea here. I'm just going to go ahead and drop some building materials off so that will compensate for when there's any bottlenecks in production. And hopefully we should only have to do this one time, and the rest of the time everything will catch itself up, especially as we get more sheep in place and they're producing more wool on a more constant basis. after we're done here, there should be no more bottlenecks for a while, at least. Alright, one more load and we'll be done. Uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. Did we overcompensate for fabric? No. Alright, one more load should do it. Triggers can sometimes be so temperamental. It's to find what the sweet spot is for all of these mods sometimes. Alright, but now in the case we got more than enough fabric provided to the tailor shop, so the tailor shop could be grinding out clothes and making us some money. And this allows that shop to compensate for various ebbs and flows with the production chain. That's all we got, I think, for the production change right now. What's going on with the tomatoes? We got plenty distributing. It's not distributing fast enough. We'll go ahead and do a little adjustment for that one too. Pallets. Let's make sure we're clear on what we need to order though, before I say that. We can order tomatoes, because I don't know why tomatoes are so severely bottlenecked. Yeah, but we need water and tomatoes to make ketchup, and ketchup is kind of lagging along. We're going to boost that up just a little bit. Let's go and order some pallets of tomatoes. And we're going to give that treatment similar to what we did for the tailor shop. And we'll just do 1, 2, Same deal. And this loading is a bit slow, but we're gonna work on doing the same deal that we did with the fabric. And where are we at on the, I didn't even look at the, as we advance the day, where we're at in our harvest calendar, harvest cycle. The grass will be ready to harvest in the next day or so. And field 9 is showing weeds, so we're going to need to mix up some herbicide and drop that on field 9. But we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and checking me out. Much smoother episode than we had last week, although I'm still, tonight I was just struggling. Been struggling all night with my energy for whatever reason. And I didn't start all that until I went live. I was doing fine. And as soon as I go live, I'm fading out. Yawning and all this other stuff. It's just crazy. But those are the breaks sometimes. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in and checking me out again. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? You've been tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. I'm Bose 831 Gaming on most of your social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Wherever you run across my content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like, let me know what you love, let me know what you don't. But in either case, let me know. The only way I can get better is with your feedback. All of the episodes of my Twitch live stream series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in their entirety. Same thing applies there. If this is where you're running across my content, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know if there's things you want to see and all that good stuff. The only way I can get better and continue to grow is with your feedback, and their feedback is very much appreciated. And Mr. Tomato Man tonight. Now once I get all these loaded up on the truck, we're going to take these tomatoes to the tomato factory, unload them there, and that should help kind of boost the slack with the, with the tomato production, with the ketchup production, sorry. There we go. Let's say tomato production. So next stop is the ketchup factory. And this time we'll get that much faster than the 15 miles an hour we were doing earlier. Alright, get it turned around. And we should be able to unload our ketchup. Oh, excuse me, our tomatoes. And if we go to productions, you see the tomatoes. And that should help with that production. But that's all the time we have for tonight. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been tuned in to Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch, Alma, Missouri, Farming Simulator 22. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone. Crash counter +1. First one tonight. Fitting that it would be at the end of the episode.